Franklin Pierce was an Episcopalian. However, it took him a long time until the 1850s to publicly declare his faith. And when he was traveling to Washington, D.C., before his inauguration as U.S. president in 1853, his son Benny was killed in a train accident. In his grief, he turned closer to God. In retirement, he at last formally joined the Episcopalian Church. However, he struggled for years with a drinking problem, and like at least two later US presidents, Ulysses Grant and Warren Harding, he found it very hard to say no. In other words, he went along largely with what his friends told him to do. Let's see. Okay. Yes, it's been well. Yeah. So trying to avoid. He grew increasingly spiritual, although his drinking problem impaired his health in his last years. And in mid-1865, some 4 years before he died, he had a brief relationship with an unknown woman. On the second anniversary of Jane's death, Pierce was baptized into his wife's Episcopal faith at St. Paul's Church in Concord. He found this church to be less political than his former congregational denomination, which had alienated Democrats with anti-slavery rhetoric. He took up the life of an old farmer, as he called himself, buying up property, drinking less, farming the land himself, and hosting visiting relatives. His health began to decline again in mid-1869. Unfortunately, he resumed heavy drinking despite his deteriorating physical condition. He returned to Concord in September 1869, suffering from severe cirrhosis of the liver, knowing he would not recover.